on live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got my two lovely co-hosts and a very, very special guest. Why don't you three introduce yourselves?
Yo, it's Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFien. That's FIEN.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. And I have a guest here. He's a writer with me, Sports Underground. Go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Hi, my name is Marcos Labrada. I am a writer for AZ Sports Underground. You guys can find me at Pancakes Soul. I usually go by the name of SoulPancakes, but of course that was taken already, so I had to get creative. And it was also taken by me because I have another Twitter account that I don't use, and it has that specific name on it. So I kind of shot myself in the foot. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw it. Let me just start all like new and then get this other Twitter handle. And then I was able to sign into my old one, and I was like, okay, it's too late already because I already got my following on this one. So I'm like, oh well, whatever.
Is that because you love pancakes, or were you like an offensive lineman in high school or football growing up, and you just ate defensive linemen up like every morning for pancakes? Which of the two?
Now, the origin of that is actually I stole it from a YouTube channel like a long time ago. So you guys are gonna make fun of me because of this, and I'm already gonna like show my ass on this. But so I saw a video a long time ago, and it was a Tidy Cats video, and it basically placed a bunch of people who are going through stressful times in lives, put them in a glass box, and put kittens in there. And people were like over here, like they put like a little high, like a happy tune in the background or whatever, and everybody was like, oh, we've got a box full of kittens, it makes me happy or whatever. So then I looked at the channel, I was like, oh, SoulPancakes, I like that name. So then I used that name because I'm a gamer too. So on Xbox Live I use that name, SoulPancakes, and that's what stuck since then.
I see.
Nice.
Yeah, so I carried that on to all the handles I use now. So people are like, oh, that's a pretty
What game do you usually play? What games do you usually play?
Well, I usually stick with my first-person shooters. So I played a lot of Halo 3 when that was in its heyday, and I switched from that to Modern Warfare here and there. But most of the
here
time,
come the K1 jokes in the chat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Hey man, that Modern Warfare 2, I heard that game is pretty sick, and that is my jam. But
it's all right.
There's something that I would like to say about that with K1. I mean, that actually helps you with your I don't know if you have you guys played any first-person shooters?
I am always playing a first-person shooter.
No,
so that
I don't
quick
play
twitching, nah. So that quick twitchiness, so that quick twitch actually helps you with your vision to some extent. I mean, if you're a quarterback and you have a helmet on, you have basically like short vision because I mean, if you put your hands around your eyes, and that's the vision you got. So he has to be able to move his you have to be able to move your head and get the full vision by moving from left to right, in the cursor on a game. So that's pretty much what he could do in real, when he's playing a football game. So to me, I'm like, I think that's a strength. Like seriously, you guys need to knock it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Did you guys see that commercial that he had like about I think it was like a year ago when he was having the Oculus Rift on?
No.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that one where he like crashes into the wall or some shit?
He's like throwing footballs everywhere in the locker room. Yeah. And so somebody finally said like, oh my God, this couldn't have that was like a year ago. I was like, oh my God, who'd have thought this would be the most truest thing about him?
So Marcos, how you're a Valley native, right? You lived in the Valley, grown up in the Valley.
Yes. I was born and raised here in Phoenix.
So that's why you're a miserable Cardinals fan?
Actually, it's funny how that actually worked out. I was a Cardinals fan since 2000, I think 3 or 4. My first Cardinal, my first experience of being even a fan came from watching the draft, and I'm a draft junkie, so I love that time. It's like Christmas for me whenever the draft comes around. And the first person that I've seen get drafted by the Cardinals was I think his name was Brian Johnson. It was a first rounder, wide receiver, and then the Cardinals double dipped and got Anquan Bolden in the second round. So that was my first my first time, watching the entire season. And of course, I was there I wasn't there. I watched that game between the Lions and the Cardinals where Anquan Bolden went off for like 200 yards. I was like,
His first game of his career, yeah.
Yeah, his first game. Yeah, it's crazy. Like 200 yards. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to follow this guy his whole career. And like, the type of career he had.
I think that makes you an OG Cardinal fan if you're watching games when they were at Sun Devil Stadium. So that have an OG.
Brian Johnson.
Right.
The disappointment that was Brian Johnson.
Hearing the name Brian Johnson gives me psychic damage.
Right. No. So how'd you get into writing?
Oh, so well, I've always wanted to do something as far as like, covering the Cardinals. So I tried a YouTube channel and that kind of failed because it was mostly because I couldn't get a video going. I couldn't formulate it right. I couldn't like whenever I put my voice in it, it kind of sounded like very rushed and kind of dumb. And then I couldn't, put my edits in there. So I tried that and that failed. And before I even tried any of that, I spoke to Joseph. I mean, we all know the Cardinal rule. And I sent him a message a long time ago saying, hey, I really like your stuff. We need more people like you. We need somebody who, covers the Cardinals in an analytical standpoint, which is what he did. So I really appreciated that. So we went back and forth. And, I really liked the fact that he actually replied. And then I brought up just a little, hey, maybe we should start a podcast. And I was thinking, that's a long shot. He ain't gonna reply or say anything about that. And he did. And then he was encouraging me, like, hey man, keep going, man. Just put out videos, even if they're crap, which they probably are gonna end up being. Like, just get 1% better. So then I just kind of kept striving towards doing something. So before I even got the chance of writing, I was mostly just trying to watch film and learn the game, through other people who I look up to, like Brett Coleman, who was actually the reason why I even got into film study to begin with. And you have other, YouTubers like Alex Rollins, who's another big person I look up to. And I think Thinking Football is the other one that really got me into wanting to learn the schemes and stuff, especially on the defensive side. So after that, it just kind of steamrolled into hey, why don't I just learn more about this type of coverage? Hey, why don't I just check out how is it that these defensive coordinators train their players? Because learning from that perspective and trying to learn hey, it's not just about the play call. It's about what's the assignment? What was this guy supposed to do? And there's some things that players would say about PFF that they get pissed off about because they're like, man, they don't even know what the play call was. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. If I don't know what you're supposed to do, how the hell do I know if you're the one who blew the assignment? Maybe you were supposed to pass that on to someone else. So on film, you can see something. You can be like, oh, damn, that guy got beat. But when you look up what the play call was, actually, no, that wasn't his fault. He did what he was supposed to do. That other dude blew the assignment. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm on top of whatever I'm saying. And so that's where it started from. Of course, Joseph, me and him have have our interactions, back and forth, on Twitter. So he's kept an eye on me. And then when he asked me, I don't know if I was I'm not sure if I was one of the original 5 that he asked, but when they were getting this website started, before it went live, he asked me, I was like, oh my God, that's my dream. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
I was like, so basically I'm here because not only because Joseph vouched for me and, Kyler's the one who got the site open, but ever since that day, I was like, oh my God, that's my calling. I'm going to jump on this. So he knows I like to take advantage of opportunities and taking advantage of this one right now.
Good for you, man. Well, I'm glad to have you here. I wish we could be talking about a win, but it didn't seem to go like that. So with that being said, let's get into the positives first, I guess, because there's probably more negatives than there is positives. What went right with this game, in your guys' opinion? If you want to start us off,
we scored in the first quarter. What else can you even say? I mean, it's not. There's not much here.
True. And once we scored, I'm like, that's it. We're winning. We're gonna blow them out of the water. And then Will Hernandez got hurt, and I'm like, it kind of reminded me. I forgot which game it was when Pugh went down. But as soon as like one of your better offensive linemen goes down, that takes the wind out of the sails for sure.
Yeah, I think I liked probably most was how angry it seemed James Conner ran. He missed last week, and he only got, I believe, eight carries. But on the 2 touchdown drives we had, he was the featured back. On the other 8 possessions, he only had 2 carries. So they're obviously kind of taking it easy on him. But I thought that was kind of a promising thing to see come down the stretch. He wants it. I just sucks. I think more than anything, I kind of feel bad for Buddha. You see that video come out that the Cardinals retweeted or posted, and then it come to find out Buddha has a high ankle sprain and he's out this week and gonna be out possibly week to week. So not a lot of positives, but I did see you had a Big Dick Player of the Week, so you must have a positive or two in there. Zaven Collins, of course, can't overlook him. That pick.
Yes,
I saw a tweet that said the only Cardinal touchdown off a screenplay this year or something.
Yep. You took my Big Dick Player right out of my mouth.
Whoa!
I was gonna say,
Jackie listening.
Yes. No. Without that being said, yes, Zaven Collins is my Big Dick Player of the game. For the pick 6, he's doing exciting things, man. I'm so glad that he has proved me wrong. I am in the process of writing an article. I will hopefully get it out this week. It's been a crazy week with my family, but I'm eating crow when it comes to my takes. I'm still going to keep the tweets up, but let's just say I was not a fan of the draft pick. But other than that,
the promising thing, it seems like he still has a lot of room for growth as well.
Yes.
He's not all there, but we're seeing the flashes. And even with Isaiah, we're still seeing a little bit of those flashes between those 2 first-round picks. So that is definitely promising for sure.
They definitely have that high potential. And to you, Jackie, I'm going to say, if you would have read my article that I put on Zaven Collins, I would have told you the whole time, like I've been telling everybody, he's just fine. Because I have to speak a little bit about that, and I have to come to Zaven Collins and speak about him overall. So I don't know where this came from, but from what I understood, the negative criticism about Zaven Collins kind of came from not only the defense this past season not getting quote unquote improved on, but the release of Jordan Hicks and him signing with the Minnesota Vikings. There was this thought process that there was no more safety blanket, or we're ripping the Band-Aid off. So to a lot of people, that kind of put him in a state of oh great, what if this guy doesn't pan out? So I was thinking to myself, wait, we're the only team that drafts linebackers in the first round and don't play him at the beginning of the season. Are we something special or something? Is Vance Joseph? And by the way, Vance Joseph's scheme isn't that hard to be able to pick up, because it basically bogs down to 2 things: blitz heavy scheme and off ball zone coverages. So basically, all you got to do is know where you're going to drop into and who's going to blitz in a certain situation. But anyways, going back to what I was saying about Zaven Collins, he has how should I say? He has the wherewithal to know where he needs to be in a certain play, and as you saw on that pick 6, he pulled off of what his assignment was supposed to be. So when he's in the edge, he's supposed to be setting a hard edge, going up the field, and his job is to try to disrupt anything that's coming to his way. He pulled back from that tackle. I think it was Lucas he pulled back from, was already reading the quarterback. So he knew where the play was going. If you guys look at the film again, he pulls back, he already knows it's coming to him, and he just takes it to the house. And I'm like, yeah, that's what made him a first rounder. That's Zaven right there. So to me, I was just proud to see that kind of stuff, because those are the type of plays that, get highlighted so that people are oh, yeah, dude, this guy could develop into something good. It's like, yeah, he needs the live reps. Trust me, the guy's a baller. And I had to do something similar about with Isaiah Simmons. I think the reason why there was such worries about these first round linebackers was because of that play that happened against San Francisco with Isaiah Simmons. I think that's what it gets pointed at.
That big run.
Yeah, that 76-yard catch and run by Raheem Mostert, where he got him on a Texas route. That's all that is just it's an angle route, and he was in man coverage, and yeah, he kind of made a wrong move, but into to Isaiah's defense or whatever. Later on that year, they ran the same route against Devondre Campbell, and it was Jeff Wilson, and he ran it in for a 24-yard touchdown catch and run. So it'll get you. It's definitely one of those Shanahan staples that he loves to do with his running backs.
Hey, Jackie, real quick, your small dick player of the week, is that Billy Price or Robbie Anderson? I need to know.
It's got to be Billy Price, because if you go back on my Twitter, you will see loud and clear I had put a statement out to Cliff Kingsbury, and it said, put me in, coach, I won't snap the ball to the fucking moon. And that's exactly what he did. So, yeah, get him off my team. So I guess that'll transition us to what went wrong against Seattle.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, starting with Billy Price, he had the golden sombrero from a center position, which I don't know if I've ever seen. I kind of just made it up. But he had a bad snap, false start, he gave up a sack, and then he had those two plays, which I posted yesterday on Twitter, where he didn't even fucking snap the ball. That's 4 things in one game right there.
This is the most. This might be knee jerk, whatever. I don't get how you can be a center and have like 2 bad snaps in a row. This is your job. You were a first-round draft pick and you don't know how to snap a ball?
Put me in, coach. I can snap a ball. I can snap my fingers.
I mean, at this point, it comes down to it's going to keep happening. It's happened anytime Ronnie Hudson hasn't been in there. Anytime we've had a backup, it seems like.
Well, Ronnie Hudson did it in Carolina, too.
Yeah.
He also snapped it over Kyler's head.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely not a guarantee or anything, and so I think that's why a lot of fans, wish we could see Kyler under center even just a little bit more. You would think that would kind of take that away and the silent count and everything. And I mean, what was bad? I mean, we had 5 false starts at home, at fucking home. We have 5 false starts.
At Hawks chance at home.
There were cheers for every single fucking Seahawks touchdown. Loud, visible cheers you could hear over the TV broadcast. It's fucking humiliating.
It's embarrassing. How, as an owner, do you not watch and think, man, this fucking sucks? I'm getting, our fans are getting
you want to know why?
At home.
You want to know why? Because the Bidwell family is a fucking Mickey Mouse dynasty of like a Mickey Mouse football family, and any little taste of success, whether that's a 9-7 season or a 13-3 season, is just caviar to them. If you give them a sniff, if you give them a sniff of the promised land, he is indebted to you. He is a pathetic man, and I hope he sells.
Are you talking about Bidwell?
Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't fail, because that means
no. I didn't say
he's not getting rid of the team anytime soon.
I didn't say fail. I said sell. I hope he sells.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, let's get right to it. What do you guys think about Cliff Kingsbury coming out today and saying that him and Vance Joseph meet with Michael Bidwell and watch game film to kind of go over everything? Is that?
Didn't he explicitly say go over our mistakes? If you're going over that every week, you shouldn't have a job.
I think. Yeah. What does our guest say? I want to hear what
Marcos. What do you think?
Well, it's kind of weird to hear them say they go over film with like Michael Bidwell and stuff. Like hey, we're all gonna meet up and then watch film with him. Like. I mean, I know he's the owner and he watches football and stuff, but it's like, don't you guys think you guys should be going over the film with you guys, with between you guys and the players yourselves and stuff.
Are you wasting time?
Exactly. Like in like, oh my God, like just the fact that that has been an issue. For one, I'm like, first we had that debacle during the off season when Kyler Murray got his contract, and then that addendum was in there, so that got highlighted and stuff. So then now we're questioning is like, is anybody even watching film in this organization? Like, what the hell happened? Like nobody's prepared. Every single game is the same type of game plan on both offense and defense, and I'm like, they figured you guys out. Like, come on, guys.
If I remember right, Patrick Peterson said that the game plan he saw us use in his game against us was the exact same game plan he saw in 2020.
Practice.
Yeah.
In practice.
Yeah.
Like, this is truly a franchise that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I think Patrick Peterson's being a little diva or something. He's obviously a little bit hurt.
No doubt.
You have in your notes, winning the West is a long shot. Do you think we could be a wild card team? I'm gonna just say flat out here, no. And I also want to say I don't want us to be, because I don't want another year of this. I don't want a fucking limp into the playoffs and just get our asses beat by.
Yeah, I'm fucking done. Playoffs unless we win these next 2 games in a row. You won't hear me say the word playoffs on here after just right now. That's the last time I'm gonna bring that up. You got to win these 2 in a row, otherwise it's pointless. You're 3-6 right now. Win a fucking game. Win 2 games in a row. Let's start at that. That's what I'll take.
Just tell me the name of the linebacker I'm supposed to pretend to love in a few months. Just tell me. Oh yeah, that guy. I know who that is. I watched college football. I have no.
Talking about linebackers real quick. I just need to get off my chest. Ben Neiman and Tanner Vallejo combining to play 84% of the inside linebacker snaps next to Zaven Collins in a must-win game is proof right there enough that time skipping on the defense this offseason on depth at critical positions. The linebacking core has got to be one of the worst linebacking cores in the league. No matter how good Zaven has been, showing, there's nobody really around him, and we're getting gashed in the run game. We've given up 325 yards combined the last 2 games in the run game. Couldn't stop Kenneth Walker down the stretch, and it's due to poor linebacking play. You lose Rashard Lawrence, who I thought was doing a pretty damn good job up front. And I've been disappointed in Lecky Fotu.
So have I.
You got to kind of come out and got to say what you see, because like you, I enjoy watching film too. And the biggest reason is because I want to, when I get mad and yell and shit, I want to make sure that what I'm saying is accurate right here. And just watching on those last drives, Vallejo and Neiman basically switching off possessions as Seattle gashes us for 3 touchdowns the last 3 possessions. It just shows me right there that, Keim didn't put into this defense really anything. And here we are with the second most points given up per game in the league, even though a lot of us say we probably have played above our potential or expectation. The facts still remain. You've given up 30 or more point games in nearly half of your 9 games, 4 out of 9. And then we just seen three weeks in a row, you give up over 30. We talked about it. It's not, when the defense was holding these teams to 20 points or less, we got in 4 straight games, we got 1 win. It's both sides of the field. And it seems like some people only want to blame the offense, which is fine. The offense is putrid. They've only put up 14 points this last week, only crossed the 50 3 times. So I get it. But it's just a bad football team, and it's frustrating. It really is.
It's bad football. We have talented players. We are just playing terrible football, terrible execution, terrible discipline, terrible game calling, game managing, and then our poor defense. My expectations for them are super low because we don't have a lot of big name needle guys that move the needle. But they try, but they can't keep up all game. Like I said, in our post game show with the Cardinal rule, they try, they come out strong in the first half, Vance adjusts in the second half, but these slow starts are killing our defense because at the end of the day, at the end of the game, they're gassed. They can't keep up anymore.
Yeah,
I think no doubt.
I think up to the point where I had to go back and check out the game again, but after that interception that was taken for a pick six, I think they were up like 14-10, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So after that is when because I listen to I try to listen to other people's podcasts as well, like from other from other teams, because I do that whole like scouting report thing and whatever.
Nice.
And so like this podcast, oh my god, I wish I had this version of the podcast as the Cardinals. It's called the Seattle Overload Podcast. I got to give them the shout outs. They're all about the X's and O's of the game and stuff. And they had called out that one situation, not only did it show what Geno Smith had inside of him, because after that situation came up, or after that pick six happened, that the whole game turned around after that. And it was just like, after that, it was just domination on the Seahawks side. So at that point, like, I think time possession wise, they were pretty even, and they were pretty, even though it doesn't seem like, even though the Cardinals offense is pretty inept and stuff, they were at least able to move the ball somewhat on the Seattle defense, because the Seattle defense is the same thing as the Cardinals defense does too. They move the ball. That teams move the ball on us. But it just literally came down to game plan. And this is why I have so much criticism of Vance Joseph, because aside from the fact that, like, a lot of people say they don't have talent, more of the higher picks have been on the defensive side. And it's up to the coaches on that side to be able to draft and develop, which has been one of my other harsh criticisms about Vance Joseph, is that he kind of stands in the way of all these players, to see what the hell we have with them. Like, we don't know what the hell we have with any of these players because he won't play them. He usually will have some sort of slower, unathletic veteran playing ahead of a more talented player. So you're wasting that person's, like, we're in a juncture where, not just that, like, you have certain amount of years before these players show you what they got. And then you have to make a decision in the front office whether you're going to re-sign them before their free agency comes up. Exactly. That one being the biggest one, which I hope somebody knows or can find a tweet from me. I was vouching like, Cardinals, keep this dude. Come on, keep this guy. He's a Sam linebacker. He puts this defense together on one side of the field. You don't have to worry about the other side, which is the will linebacker side, or the bandit side, which is the person who always rushes the passer. You don't have to worry about your damn linebackers dropping into coverage like Marcus Golden or Chandler Jones, who got pissed off when he left here because he was dropped into coverage like ad nauseum, and then getting picked off by wide receivers and tight ends. You had Hassan Reddick. That guy is good in coverage. He's athletic, and he can rush the passer. What do? Let him walk in free agency. Now he's like, deservedly so, he's pissed off at the Cardinals, and I don't blame him. Like, he was eviscerated when he was here, and when he had that good year, people were discounting him, and I was like, no, he's legit. Guys, we need him as our Sam linebacker. Went into the free agency, changed a lot of people's minds on that. Was starting to get a little bit of a rally going, because I jump on the AZ Sports Fan stream a lot of times, so I was getting people going over there, and they were saying, yeah, maybe we should re-sign him. But I mean, that's not going to do anything, and they just let him walk. Yeah. But anyways, what I mean about Vance Joseph is that he's wasting these people's young careers when we need draft and development going into Kyler Murray's big contract, because not only is he going to have a big cap hit, but we have no choice. We have to sign Marquise Brown to a big contract. That's going to be 20+ mil. Plus, we have DeAndre Hopkins. That's three players, 70 mil cap hit. So, yeah, we need to start getting more contributions from the people that we draft from. Well, the people that we draft.
They're cheap.
Yeah,
exactly.
I haven't felt this hopeless about this team since Wilkes, if I'm being completely honest.
No, I don't feel hopeless.
I don't feel
frustration. We got our quarterback. We just don't know what the fuck to do.
I'm in college. I'm juggling a lot of things right now. It's gotten to the point where I'm just starting to like deprioritize, and I just have to say, well, if they're not doing good and it's just looking this bad, I'm turning it off. I'm not going to let it affect my day.
Hey, but you're in college, you got women everywhere. I don't blame you. Turn that shit off. Go crack a beer. Do some flip cup. Do something.
So that's valid. And so with all that said, we've all kind of agreed that playoffs is a long shot unless we can somehow pull off a wild card.
Which is not going to happen.
So next season, as of right now, we have the 7th overall pick. Maybe we'll make a splash in free agency. So what positions do we need to address? What would you guys like to see with going into next season?
This whole Rodney Hudson situation is just making me realize we desperately need a center.
Okay, that's fair. I like
somebody who can come 10, in and be a. Was that
like top 10 though? You're probably not gonna.
Well, I'm thinking free agency more so, but just addressing the O line as a whole. Really, I think
the trenches.
Yeah,
I actually agree with that too, and I usually always go for like talent over like offensive lineman. But at this juncture, I'm getting on that. I'm getting on the offensive lineman train.
It's glaring. It's glaringly obvious that the offensive line is holding this offense back as well as injuries. I don't know the whole pie share between Cliff to blame or whoever you want to blame, but I mean, you rewatch the games. This offensive line is, if they're not making penalties or doing bad snaps, they're giving up guys straight shots. And a lot of these routes, these guys aren't getting downfield for Kyler to be able to hit these routes. There are many times where, Kyler's seeing the pressure and you're looking at these routes downfield and nothing is developed yet, too. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are plays where it's like, oh shit, he should have hit this guy over here. But that's going to happen. You run 50 plays a game, shit like that's going to happen. Yeah, but the offensive line for sure. I think that's where it starts and ends. This is still a grown man league, and you lose the trenches and you're not going to win many games. Just look at the Rams this year. What's the biggest difference? For the most part, it's pretty much their offensive line.
I feel like Kyler had so much more time to develop plays last year, just when the Cardinals were operating at that peak efficiency early on, and that broke down over time as we saw. But like now, it's just he's got 2 seconds every play, and he has to throw a prayer.
And he's not Kurt Warner. I'll give this to you. Kurt Warner let that ball fly when no one's looking, and he's going to throw it to just the window where only his wide receiver can get to, and hopefully Kyler can get there, but he's not there consistently. He needs help, and he's earlier in the year we were saying, okay, he's not willing to run. He's willing to run. He's been showing that recently. It's just you don't have a lot of help there, and you trade for Robbie Anderson, gets 1 catch, -4 yards through 3 games now. Big drop on 3rd down, preceded by, Kyler fumbling on the run. Kyler, please just protect the ball a little bit more too. Like, come on, bud. We know
we
know you don't got the biggest hands,
That's how he shakes people, though. Yeah, that's how he shakes people, though. Having it loose like that.
You gotta be careful, though. I mean, when you're in scoring position, you already got that 1st down too, no doubt. But it's just frustrating. I don't even know. I got his whole list of notes everywhere. I wrote down maybe the biggest play of the game was after the Zaven pick 6. We had the Seahawks on a 3rd and 12 at their own 36, I believe. Let's see here, at their own 34. Geno throws a dime, tight window in between 3 guys. We get an unnecessary roughness. I believe it was on Zaven as well, right? Level Lockett. They go from, on that play, 3rd and 12, huge momentum. Crowd's going crazy. The very next play, they get that 1st down, +15. They're in our territory, already in field goal range at that point. A few plays later, touchdown. They come back, and I believe we scored a touchdown after that as well. But then they preceded with 2 more touchdowns to kind of put this game away. So it's just frustrating. I'm frustrated.
Absolutely,
I think we just need a clean house on all junctures and stuff. It's pretty obvious that we're really not gonna go anywhere with this coaching staff, and I'm not really gonna call myself a staunch Cliff Kingsbury defender. I'm just one of those people that wants to make sure that the finger's pointed correctly at the right time. I mean, in the right direction, because if there's problems that aren't acknowledged, then they will never be solved because they're not problems to begin with. So things like that have to be taken care of, especially during the off season. So I think I'm pretty confident that, okay, I hate to say this to all the people who are Cardinals fans and stuff, and they might eviscerate me for this, but I mean,
well, you're on the wrong podcast if you're trying to avoid them.
Yeah, I know, right?
All 7 people watching.
But I'm pretty sure Cliff Kingsbury is not getting fired. I don't know if it's going to take like 3 or 4 games lost that he's not getting fired. And I'm actually kind of like for him just finishing off the season, mostly because it's not for himself. I could care less about Cliff. He's fine. He's gonna go with the supermodel wife or whatever.
He's good.
He's gonna get a call. He's gonna get a call from possibly. I know people don't believe it, but he might get a call from another team as an offensive coordinator, which I think that would probably call for him better than being a head coach. But like what's gonna happen is like if you fire Cliff, like people think that like, oh well, like you could get Sean Payton on board. It's like that's not the way it works. You fire a head coach, an interim head coach takes over within the organization more than likely. Unless you're the Colts. And you just get some asshole who works for the NFL Network or ESPN to like jump everybody and piss everybody off. But
still can't get over
it usually so like Vance Joseph would take over, and Vance Joseph doesn't call the offense. So that's not going to help Kyler Murray. You have Spencer Whipple calling plays from Cliff Kingsbury's own playbook, the air raid. So it's like, okay, so you're going to replace Cliff Kingsbury with Spencer Whipple, and
you still
probably
going
to be calling the same thing.
Line.
And the offensive line doesn't change exactly.
And that's why I put something. Somebody asked me a question today on Twitter, and I responded. If I had to put my bet, if I was in Vegas, I would put my bet on Bidwell giving both Keim and Cliff into next season. For one, if he fires them after both giving him a 5-year extension, 1 year in, his ego is going to be, he doesn't want to do that. He's going to want to give them, I feel like, another opportunity, but knowing that they're both going to be on the hot seat next year. So if I had to put my money on anything, it would be they're both coming back, and they both know they're on thin fucking ice. That's it. Yep.
I will say that...
And he won't do it mid-season. He didn't fire Wilkes mid-season. If you're not going to fire Steve Wilkes mid-season.
Nah, they got rid of what was it? Mike McCoy? Yeah. They got rid of him. So as a coordinator, but not a coach.
Yeah. By the way, we tried out 7 people today, and one of them was a kicker who missed a third of his extra point attempts last year.
Rodrigo back here, Jesus Christ!
No. Did we try out a safety? I need to.
Well, let's see. We tried out. Let's see. We tried out
a wider.
Who do we have? Who do we have projected to start this week with Buddha out? Chris Banjo is that the consensus
Chris
right
Banjo.
now? Or Isaiah's probably going to get more snaps back there, I imagine.
Yeah. We tried out.
I would hope so.
We tried out a UDFA from NC State, 2 kickers.
I hate anything from NC. God, no, nothing, please.
Didn't we get an Ohio State lineman?
We are looking at a O lineman.
That Wyatt Davis. Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking, okay, well, Billy Price is a former first year. Yeah, that Wyatt Davis got drafted last year.
Yeah, so a wide receiver, 2 kickers, 2 offensive linemen, and 3 offensive linemen. No, well, yeah. The wide receiver was the guy from NC State, and a guy who was O line but is now a defensive lineman, which I don't think I've ever seen in the league.
What's his
name? That's happened.
Well, I mean, I don't. Well, yeah, but I don't think I haven't seen it in a minute. David Moore from Cleveland.
Okay.
Actually, we just had a player like that on the roster when we released him. I think it was goddamn, what's his name? He was an offensive lineman for us last year, and he was a center, and he did pretty well, but we let him go. He was behind Mason Cole. What's his name? Do you guys remember?
No. He switched sides of the field, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I see. I thought you meant like
O line to D line. Yeah.
I
don't think I've seen that in a minute.
Huh.
But that's where we're at. We're talking about. Also, there's this forum I browse. They have this topic: head coaching candidates who are NFL coordinators. I'm going to drop some names. I want to hear your guys' opinions. Does that sound cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So first things first, we got Shane Steichen.
Stank leg. What do you guys think about him?
Shane Steichen.
Who's that?
He is the offensive coordinator for Philadelphia right now.
Oh,
okay. He has been working with Jalen Hurts for the past year, and he also worked with Justin Herbert in 2020.
as
Okay.
a potential head coach candidate.
Yeah,
maybe he's working with Herbert and Hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, those are two. I mean, look at what he's doing with Jalen Hurts right now. I'd be for it.
Second, we got Dan Quinn. I'm not really for that one. I don't think.
Nope.
Better as a coordinator.
Yeah, not as a head coach. Third, we got Ken Dorsey, the OC from Buffalo.
Yes. I'm for that.
And fourth, we got Mike Kafka, the OC for the Giants. Says he does a lot of.
Still too early with the whole.
Yeah. I mean,
he was.
If you look at one thing,
he runs
the Eagles OC.
He runs a lot of play action. He was the quarterbacks coach for Kansas City from 2018 to 2021.
Okay, maybe that tips the needle with because I've always wanted to see more play action with Kyler. And
Mikey Cardinal.
Anybody that's a part of the Kansas has Kansas City resume.
And it could be, and it's another guy with a K. It's perfect.
KKK. We're not.
Mikey Cardinal on YouTube says, I think Frank Reich is a good coach. I think the Colts gave up on him too early, and I agree. That offense line is fucking putrid as well. I mean, you're going from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan. Jim Irsay's a fucking crackhead. So
I like Jim Irsay.
He is a crackhead, though. Let's speak it like it's real.
Doesn't he have like glass tables up in his office, like rotating like glass tables and stuff? So he can do his stuff.
He's a meth head. No, for real. Didn't he get busted a couple years ago? We won't even bring that up. But that guy.
We all have our flaws.
Okay.
I say this while I'm drinking a couple beers.
Frank Reich got hired, I believe, the same year Cliff Kingsbury got hired, and I was hoping it would have been Frank. And he's kind of got a raw deal. I believe he was with the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. But you're given, I mean, when Jim Irsay's out here clamoring for Matt Ryan, saying that he's the one missing link to go to a Super Bowl, and then they give up on him in 6 weeks, like. He's no better than Michael Bidwell. You're talking about meddling owners and everything. I mean, then you go and hire this, somebody you inducted into your Ring of Honor on Sunday. They inducted him into the Ring of Honor on Sunday, and Saturday said he didn't even talk to Irsay about like the job, even Sunday. So this thing happened like super, super quick. But imagine the coaches in that locker room, the players in that locker room.
They'd be fucking pissed.
I would be pissed. A fan, on that. I'd be fucking heated too. But no, I do think Frank Reich it would be a solid option. He's got the experience, and he's dealt with shitty organizations too. So there you go.
I just don't like that he doesn't say the F word. That's it.
He doesn't say the F word?
No, he's all about like frick and darn and shoot. Whereas me, I'm more about shit. And
I don't like him.
Damn.
Never mind.
He's a nerd.
So you're saying he won't come on our podcast, Jackie? Is that what you're saying?
If he won't come on this podcast, I don't want him. So shout out to you, Marcos, for dealing with the debauchery. All right, so
hey, man. I'm good being here
right now.
All right, so you guys want to get into pick'ems?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Who won last week? Mac Man. Okay, that was bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, lucky.
I'm sorry. Okay, we have a guest here. I just embarrassed with myself like that.
Yeah. But Thursday night football, we have only the finest football on Thursday night. We got Falcons Panthers. Who y'all got?
I'm going ATL. Carolina. I know you live there.
I'm going ATL,
but yeah.
Marcos, you go ATL?
Yeah, ATL.
Hey, remember like 2 weeks ago where like Carolina was about to like it was like Carolina Atlanta for the division lead. Carolina's 2-7 right now.
Ugh.
It's only been 2 games since then, I'm pretty sure.
Mikey Cardinal in the group in the YouTube chat goes ATL, so I'm gonna go ATL.
It wouldn't be a season of NFL football without some Falcons tomfoolery. Right. It's gonna be.
We're gonna have Mikey in here too, so just to make sure Mikey tunes in next week, give him that incentive. All right, so we're all going ATL across the board, huh?
I did not say that. I said Panthers.
Of course.
Because you're from Carolina.
All right, let's move on.
After that, we're getting some Munich football on Sunday morning. We got Buccaneers Seahawks. Who you got?
See, I'm sorry. I hate to go for the Seahawks, but I think they're gonna win.
Where is that game at?
Munich.
Oh,
Germany.
I thought you were making like a soccer reference. I was like, what the fuck? I lost like train of thought after that. My head exploded.
They're gonna be confused when they show up to that game. They're like, I thought this was football.
Oh, Tom Brady's getting some European ass this weekend. Let's go, Tampa. Yep.
Nope. I gotta go Geno Smith. Just it makes a loss hurt a little less. And shout out my boy Joe. He lives in Germany. But yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle.
What's up, Joe?
Oh man, I am fully relishing this massive L that Tom Brady's about to take. Seattle.
Yeah, I'm a fucking podcast with Seattle fans. Jesus.
After that, starting off your 1 p.m. slate, a game that should probably be Sunday Night Football, if I'm being completely honest. Vikings-Bills.
Ooh, this is a good one, ladies and gentlemen.
And Josh Allen didn't practice. He's got elbow discomfort.
Yeah, but I mean that's it's a fucking Wednesday. I mean,
so Case Keenum, former Viking, will be in at quarterback. I'm gonna say the Vikings.
Is he really? No.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
He's their backup.
He's not out. He's not out.
Nah, he's not ruled out yet.
Just yet. But if he does, I'm going to go Minnesota too for the simple fact that it's not a primetime game, and Kirk Cousins, is pretty good in those non-primetime games. So.
And
I'm gonna go Bills because I really want Patrick Peterson to take it now. And
All right, I'm
Eddie Marcos. I like it.
All right,
yes, I like it.
Will Stradamus in the house. This game is going to be flexed to Sunday Night Football, and Kirk Cousins isn't going to know what to do with himself.
Wait,
so
did they flex it?
They haven't.
He's going to be moved to primetime.
Okay.
City got flexed.
I saw the Bengals got flexed out of primetime. I don't fucking know.
Beats me, but I think this game should be flexed in, which is why I'm making my Will Stradamus prediction of the week. Ooh. It gets flexed into Sunday Night Football, and the Bills win it.
Kind of late to get flexed. Don't you got to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, but
we'll believe it. He's in college.
Kansas City just got flexed.
Sunday Night Football this week's kind of ass, so I mean, it makes sense to me. After that, we got a divisional bout. We got Lions Bears. All we're missing is the Tigers. Who y'all got?
I'm going Detroit. I don't believe in Justin Fields just yet. I know he's done really good. I just saw some Bears fans talking shit on Twitter. So there was
a post I saw today that was like, "Who would you rather have?"
Kyler, yeah.
Fields or Kyler.
And it's just like the fucking disrespect, man.
Yeah, 3 good games and shit, and then you're over here yapping when you got. And his whole excuse is Kyler hasn't taken them to the Super Bowl. You're fucking the Bears. You won 9 games under Justin Fields.
The best quarterback you had in your history was Jay fucking Cutler.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Don't disrespect Jim McMahon like that. But yeah.
Dick
it's Jay.
Well, Bob will go in Bears on this one. You guys got?
I'll go Bears.
I'm gonna say it's the Lions, man. I love me some Dan Campbell.
Hey, I think it's good juju whenever Jackie and I both pick Detroit. I think that's when the powers to be come about. Who you got, Will?
This year's funky, so I'm going to say that the Bears win. And it's like transitive properties. They're better than the Packers.
I feel like this should be like the Thursday, the Thanksgiving game, because the Lions always play a shit fucking game on Thanksgiving. But that'll be in 2 weeks.
After that, we got... You said this is the game that got flexed out? Why was this ever on the schedule? Chiefs-Jags.
Chiefs-Jags.
I mean, that's pretty easy.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, do we even? Yeah,
I think we're all gonna go.
Sorry.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, Bobbles hasn't responded yet, so we're gonna make him pick the Jaguars.
Yes.
Yep.
He said yep. He said
yep right when I said it. So there we go.
He's not disagreeing. After that, we got.
What the fuck?
After that, we got Dolphins Browns. Who y'all got?
Gotta go Dolphins, right?
I gotta go Fins.
Yeah, get healthy
Dolphins
Tua.
as well.
Yeah.
Shout out Tua, because we all thought he was a bust. Now he's not a bust.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. What do you mean we? Are we in France?
Who's we?
Oh, wait,
I did.
not the royal we, but
I did.
People
I
wrote
did.
Tua off, and he said he didn't write back.
Oh, I know. I'm saying I didn't ever. Like he tore us up.
It's bullshit that I want pick'ems on the podcast here last week, or I guess this week, and then on my Twitter pick'ems with the group I'm in, I finished in last. There's like 8 of us.
Now you have a picture of a man's ass as your AV.
Sean McVay's ass. Thank you very much.
That's Sean McVay's ass?
No, I don't know. It's not. But
I have a picture.
Why
made you think a little bit?
Why is it?
Okay.
Sorry.
We're not in college anymore, Will. Let's go.
All right. After that, we've got a stellar bout. We got Texans Giants. Who y'all got?
Giants.
You know what?
Gee, man.
I haven't picked an upset yet, so I'm going to say this Texans.
If you haven't figured it out, this is a really shit week. Also,
Giants, yeah.
Also, go New York, go! It's gonna be the Giants, baby!
Yeah, Will gets more excited about the Giants than he does talking about the Cardinals. So.
Why would I be excited about this team right now?
I don't know. It's the Giants, though, that you're excited about. It's the fucking Giants.
I'm going to say it's the Texans. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. What you got?
Everyone
what you got, Marcos?
Giants.
You know what? I'll switch it up. I was gonna go for the G-Man. I'll go for the Texans too.
Hell yeah.
The Houston.
You guys are nuts. Yeah. Anyway, we got another shit game after that. We got Saints Steelers. Who y'all got?
Steelers. No. Saints.
I'm going Saints. Oh, you can't copy me.
I'm going Saints.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll go Steelers.
We're gonna see a Taysom Hill masterclass on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Saints. All right.
Fuck Steelers.
Another shitty game. Broncos Titans.
Broncos and Titans. I'm gonna say the Titans based off of fantasy needs.
All right. So Jackie says Titans.
I'll say Titans.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep. Okay, my bad. I got booted. What was the matchup?
Broncos Titans.
Broncos Titans. Who does everyone pick?
I said the Titans because I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team.
Titans.
And
they're better.
Russell Wilson. Yeah. Titans Nation. Let's ride.
Well, who did you pick last? Pittsburgh or New Orleans?
I picked the Saints.
Okay. All right.
Oh, win the Saints.
Oh, we go Tennessee across the board.
Marcos?
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee.
All right. All of us for Tennessee. After that, we got another shit game. It's going to be even more shitty just given the new situation. Colts Raiders.
Oh.
Who do you trust more?
You got to go Raiders, man. The Colts. No, fuck that team.
Who do you trust more? The worst quarterback in the league? The worst coach in the league, or the guy who hasn't coached a game in his life?
Yeah, if the Raiders lose to
Jeff Saturday,
move them to Laughlin. Jesus
Honestly,
Christ.
I might just pick up Derek Carr from my fucking fantasy lineup at this point, if I'm being completely real.
Colts don't have a terrible defense. It's that offense is just pathetic. The offensive line's so bad, Jonathan Taylor can't even do anything, and now he missed last week, questionable.
He hurt.
Well, I can't pick up their defense because the Cowboys' defense is my defense right now, and they're playing Green Bay, and that's just like a slam dunk.
Yeah. So with all that being
I'll go
said,
Raiders.
I have Derek Carr as my flex quarterback in Dynasty, so I'm going to say Raiders.
It's going to be the Raiders.
After
that, your quote-unquote Fox NFL game of the week, you got Packers Cowboys. Who you got?
I mean, you got to go Dallas, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with the Pack, man. I'm gonna go for the Packers. I do not want to root for the Cowboys at any juncture, so I'll take an L on this one if I have to.
I love it. That's how we know you're a true AZ sports fan. If you bet against Dallas.
Cannot. Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Oh, I hate both of these teams.
Bobbles got Dallas.
I don't have any reservations for picking Dallas. I did not grow up hating Dallas.
I did, but shit. I'm gonna say Dallas.
She wanted it.
I want to win.
Yeah. It's one thing if you're like a guest here and you don't have to hear fucking, the bragging rights and shit between Will and Jackie every time they win. I like posting the winner in our group chat and hearing the pain and tears through the keyboard. So
yeah, whenever I win, it's just like, and that's always the case. There's just a lot of pain for the other people, and it's always really sad. And I'm gonna have to be like, I'm sorry, guys. I'll let you guys win next week. But Sunday Night Football, the game that should have been flexed for Bills Vikings, in my opinion. You got Chargers Niners. Who you got?
Chargers Niners. A good game. Competitive.
It's a fine game, but like over Vikings Bills.
Yeah, I mean, who thought the Vikings would be here with one loss at this point, though? But Bobbles goes San Fran. We got San Fran, and who do you guys got?
Chargers.
I don't trust.
Mikey got Chargers. Okay.
After seeing that game against the Falcons, I don't trust that Chargers team whatsoever. I'm going to say Niners.
Yeah, they're so banged up as wide receivers.
Yep, I got Chargers.
Marcos got Chargers.
Well, I like to
I'm
win,
going to say Chargers
I'm going
as well.
San Fran.
After that, Monday night, Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders march into the link to take on his old team. Commanders, Eagles. Who you got?
That one's easy. It's got to be the Eagles.
Yeah, Philly.
Washington.
What?
Washington.
Oh, you got Washington?
You're going Washington?
I'm going
You're going the commies?
Yeah.
Oh, the Commandos? Okay.
As the upset to derail the perfect season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's speechless.
That's a bold take.
Marcos is speechless. And watch, somehow he'll win.
Hey, exactly. Exactly.
Like ruled out or some. It's football, yeah. Never know.
And all of that leads us to Sunday at 4:25 Eastern, 2:25 Pacific. Your Arizona Cardinals versus the Hollywood, I can't think of two other words for LA right now. Los Angeles Rams. Who you got?
Tinseltown.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah. Rams have scored less than 15 points in 4 of the last 5 games. If there's any such thing as kind of a winnable game from here on out, this might be it, especially with Matt Stafford and concussion protocol. The Rams rushing game, they've rushed, let's see here, over 100 yards one time this season, their offensive rushing game. So the Cardinals have struggled with the run. Hopefully this is kind of a game where they kind of get right. So I have to fucking keep picking the Cardinals because I love pain.
Well, yeah, you're on this podcast with us talking about this team every week. What is that?
21-17. Go Cardinals.
Jackie?
Okay. So, catch what I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
Murray has a hamstring injury, right?
Okay.
So there's a big possibility Colt McCoy starts on Monday.
On Monday? That wouldn't be any good.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be any good either. No. If Colt McCoy starts the game Sunday and we win, there's going to be a lot of, all of the issues that the Cardinals have is on Kyler motherfucking Murray. And I don't want that. So with that being said, I'm going to go Rams. 27-24.
You've been hanging out with Will too much. But I think that is the first time you have ever picked against the Cardinals.
Let the record show, out of all of my years doing the Redbird Redzone podcast, this is the very first time I am picking against the Cardinals.
First time.
Very first time.
What if
I remember the first time I picked against the Cardinals. What was the score, Jackie? Sorry.
27-24.
Okay, thank you.
So close margin.
Would our lovely guest like to give his prediction?
Well, I'm kind of currently working on an article for that. Gonna try to go over what we need to do to win, but it's just, I'm sorry, the undeniable fact is we can't beat these guys, and we can't beat these guys no matter who they have back there. So
John Wolford, Matt Stafford, who gives a damn?
Yep. Well, it's because it's so easy to just, like I said, they've had us figured out. They know what to do, and it doesn't really matter at this point. The Cardinals have to overcome that. No matter who we have at quarterback, whether it's Kyler Murray or Cole McCoy, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pick the Rams until we show that we can beat them. So it's gonna be probably 24. I'm gonna say like 24-17 Rams.
Okay, now it's coming down to Will. We have 2 Cardinals picks, 2 Rams picks. What you got?
24-9.
Cardinals. Oh, the Cardinals! Holy shit!
Woo. I like that.
I love it. I don't
know how much I like it, because every time it seems like he picks the Cardinals, they fucking get curb stomped. So I don't know.
Well, we've also lost every fucking game this year, so I mean, it's like I don't know what that means.
Exactly. That is the story of the Cardinals' life right now. Is like every game we should have won, we lost.
Oh, we're all in it in the. Yeah.
There is no team that should have beaten us besides the Chiefs. Like, we lost to the Chiefs fair and square. Everything else has just been a fucking fluke that we beat ourselves. So, with that being said, I guess we can close out because I want to get into Hard Knocks, and I want to see what the fuck is going on behind the scenes.
We all do. We're all expecting to see what the hell is going on behind the scenes.
It's trending right now on Twitter. Cliff Kingsbury shows his hog on Hard Knocks.
His hog? All right, I'm out. Bye.
You know, it'd be crazy if they show Michael Bidwell actually watching film with fucking Cliff and Vance. That would be content right there. That we would get mocked forever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right.
Them trying to explain a scheme to Michael Bidwell. This is supposed to happen here. This pin and pull. Then it executes this pin and pull right here. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, Michael Bidwell doesn't give a shit. He's like, I don't know what the fuck that means. I just want you guys to win.
Well, at least the Suns are good.
Well, we would like to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for Marcos for jumping on with us. If you guys do listen and you aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like.
The like button.
Yeah, we thank you guys. We do put in effort to try to make this show enjoyable, even during weeks like this when it's kind of not enjoyable. I know my nephew's here staying with me. Shout out Corey right now.
Corey.
And he was watching basically game film with me last night. He had his PlayStation on playing, and I was just watching game film, but he was like, right, every time I'd turn around, like, yo, watch this. Watch how dumb fucking Billy Price is right here, or something like that. And he's like, man, it's hard enough watching the Cardinals, real games. He's like, I don't know how the hell you do it. So,
hey, I have to ask you real quick: are you watching it on the All 22, or are you just watching the replay of the game?
No, the NFL Game Pass. Yeah.
Oh, nice! Hell yeah! That's what I like to hear.
Yep. Pay that subscription, and for some reason, my laptop, it's saying that my username, for some reason, I think how I've been streaming all the Suns games and everything, because I don't pay for Cox or whatever the hell it is. I have to stream it. I think I got a bug now, because now every time I go into my laptop to try to go to the game
comes up.
Well, that's because I was watching porn earlier, but no. It says, "Oh, this is not your subscription is for out of country, and this does not give you access." I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I just got a new computer, and not to watch the Suns on, strictly do work and watch the Cardinals on that. So, yeah, is it you have the all 22s as well?
Yeah. That's all I do is I watch that. I record. I used to record like play by play because last year, NFL Game Pass gave the middle finger to all of us and said, "Fuck you guys, we're gonna make it harder for all you content creators and people who want to study film." So it was painful, and this year I can actually record the whole entire drive. So that's what I do, and when it drops on Tuesday, record it, go to my breaks during work, sit there, watch it for probably 30 minutes each time, come home, watch it for an hour, and I'm like, okay, all right, let's pick out. For the most part, it's like, all right, let's see what's going on here. What happened during this drive?
It's frustrating, man. It literally, I can't even watch without a beer in my hand rewatching these games. Like I watched 5 minutes. I'm like, oh god, I'm running to the gas station real quick, babe. I'll be back. Like, fuck, this is brutal. But yeah. No, I mean, we do this for you guys. We do it so that we know what we're talking about. We're not just going to always blame Cliff on everything, even though he's probably been more of a problem than the solution so far this year. But the pie chart goes on and 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 on. So, we're here. We're going to give you the non-filtered version of what we see and what we believe. We've been big Cards fans for a long time, so we thank you guys for definitely tuning in.
Oh yeah,
we love you all.
You guys ready to close out?
I'm ready to close out. Thank you, Marcos, for coming in and with the debauchery.
And if you're listening to this, if you're jumping on now, I see we got 12 watching now. I don't know if the Suns just ended or whatever the fuck. Oh, down to 10. But if you're just tuning in right now, the YouTube will be up immediately after we're done here. So I know the first 5 minutes just has the song going or whatever, but just kind of forward it to the 5-minute mark or whatnot, and then it'll start just replaying right there. So and then hopefully Bobbles, our great editor, can have it out on Spotify here in the next day or so. So there we go.
All right.
Pleasure coming out to the podcast with you guys. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
We'll
give us all one more shout out to get our ats out there and everything. Throw your your username or where people can find your content. So there you go, Toes and Hoes.
Yeah, your OnlyFans, Patreon, Only Farmer.
I'm the hose and Jackie's the toes. That's our OnlyFans right there. But no, Will, let's start it off. Let's run it down the line, baby.
This has been another spectacular episode. My name is Willie. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing.
And I am Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's FIEN.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's. I also co-host the Cardinal Rule post-game show. Writer at AZ Sports Underground.
And I am Marcos Labrada, aka SoulPancakes. You can find me at PancakeSoul on Twitter. I apologize in advance if I ever got in an argument with you on Twitter, but please just go ahead and just follow me. I got to put it out there because I argue with a lot of people on there. So apologize in advance for that. But yeah, follow me at PancakeSoul and find me on AZ Sports Underground. Marcos Labrada is your writer. I am the film analyst there, and I will be giving you all the takes that I can. Unbiased, hopefully.
And this has been the Redbird Redzone podcast, a Max Talk production. Peace the fuck out.
See ya.